Hello, everybody. Been a long time. Welcome to Golf Undigested. My name's Clark Burroughs. I'm your host, coast to coast. Special thanks to Get More Sports for sponsoring the show. Today's April 3rd, 2018, and we're less than 48 hours away from the Masters. Can't wait. Turn off Cool in the Gang here and let's rip it right down the middle. You know how we do it on the show. This is podcast number 76. We think of players. What comes to mind when you think of number 76? It's a tough one for me. The only thing that came into my mind were the 76ers, who were one of my favorite teams back in the day with Dr. J and Maurice Cheeks. I see where Maurice is going in the Hall of Fame. Well deserved. Bobby Jones they had. Boy, they were loaded. Andrew Toney, he could light it up. Love it. Maybe bicentennial year, 1976. I had to look up some players. Came across a couple good ones. Lou Groza was number 76, the man they called the Toe. And an ex-Buckeye, Orlando Pace. He was an all-pro for about 10 years. In the Hall of Fame, excelled at every level. Left Ohio State early, as most of them do. But this is a long time ago. He was one of the first to leave early. So that's what I came up with 76. Not sure what you'll think of. There's not a lot of players out there with the number 76. But we've been off for a while. We had some problems, or not problems, but they got rid of the one guy at Get More Sports, and they hired a new guy to take over. So that took a couple weeks. And then I had surgery on my teeth. So I was out on the DL for a couple weeks. So here we are. We're on April 3rd. We're not going to miss the Masters. You know where it's played. Augusta National Golf Club, Augusta, Georgia. You can catch all the action on CBS and ESPN. $11 million purse, one of the biggest of the year, if not the biggest. Defending champion Sergio Garcia. And you know, back in the day, I played in the Masters. Back in the day, if you finished in the semifinals of the U.S. Amateur, they changed it now to finals, you got an invite to the Masters. And that was 1984. Actually, I could have played in again because they gave invites to the Walker Cup members, and I was on the Walker Cup. But I turned pro, something I probably shouldn't have done. I probably should have went and gone and played again. But anyway, back in 1984, I qualified through the U.S. Amateur. I got beat in the semifinals of the U.S. Amateur in Chicago, outside of Chicago. And got my invitation, and actually a teammate of mine, Chris Perry, he was a teammate of mine at Ohio State. He qualified for the Masters too. He lost in the finals. And it's too bad I couldn't have played him in the finals, because I'll tell you what, I would have waxed his ass. Too bad of the two Buckeyes. It would have been a hell of a match. He was a hell of a player. But I remember registering. We played a college tournament in Huntington, West Virginia at Marshall University. I think I finished second or third. Probably Chris Perry beat me. And we drove all night to get to a Howard Johnson's hotel. And we checked in about 2 in the morning. We woke up at 6 and we drove to Augusta National. We went down Memorial Lane. Magnolia Lane, sorry. Been a while. And registered, and the registration opened up at 7 o'clock. So we were 15 minutes early, 10 minutes early. And who was there but the greatest golfer of all, Jack Nicklaus. And I was in awe. So we go to register, and Perry goes, and another guy goes, and Jack's in front of me, but he doesn't want number 5. So he says, here, you go ahead. Well, it dawned on me later that he already had 5 green jackets. And let me tell you, Mr. Nicklaus was a little superstitious because he wanted pin number 6 He didn't want pin number 5. That never comes out, but that's a true story. I got pin number 5, and Jack Nicklaus got pin number 6. He wanted that 6 green jacket, which he would later get in 1986. So he was a little superstitious. This year, there are so many storylines that, where do we start? Let's start with Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods is back, hasn't played here since 2015. 2013, he had a top 10. 2015, I think he finished tied for 16th or 17th. He's back. His game looks great. Everybody says he's flushing the ball. Fred Couples played 2 practice rounds with him Monday and Tuesday, and that would be today, and said he's flushing it. He actually played a practice round with Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson and Tiger Woods playing a practice round together. I never thought I'd see it. But that goes to show you how much that Ryder Cup and President Cup team has brought the Americans together. This would have never happened 5 years ago. But they played a practice round together. From what I hear, Tiger eagled 13 and 15 today. Phil Mickelson made 4 birdies. Looks like both of them are ready to go. Speaking of Phil, he could become the oldest winner this week, 47 years old, surpassing Nicklaus of 46 years old. But back to Tiger, he's getting all the headlines. I mean, the defending champ Sergio Garcia is going under the radar. Justin Rose, under the radar. Jordan Spieth, under the radar. Everybody's under the radar except Woods, Mickelson, and maybe Rory McIlroy, who can join rare air if he can win this week and complete the career Grand Slam. Another storyline. Then there's the world number 1 Dustin Johnson. No one's even talking about him. Bubba Watson. He's won twice his last 3 or 4 starts. He's got 2 green jackets, and no one's talking about him. They're all talking about Tiger. And, you know, in my pool, I'm in 9th place out of like 90. I'm doing okay. I had Stenson last week. And I decided I was going to take Tiger or Bubba Watson. Now I'm having second thoughts on Tiger just because of all the pub he's getting. I mean, it's all Tiger, 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 Tiger. But that's how much he means to the game. How about Paul Casey? He's another player. He won a couple weeks ago. And guess what? His last 3 starts at the Masters go 6th, 4th, 6th. Something like that. Jordan Spieth, I don't think's ever finished out of the top 15. Top 20 for sure. He's gone 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 11th. I think he was 11th last year and played horrible. Hideki Matsuyama. What about him? He could become the first Japanese player to win. I've never seen a Masters with so much hype in a long, long time than this year. There's going to be drama. There's already drama. It's going to be exciting. How about Matt Kuchar? He could break through. Henrik Stenson, John Rahm. No one's talking about John Rahm. How about Tommy Fleetwood? And get a good nice price on him at 50, 60 to 1. How about Justin Thomas? He's the 2nd-ranked player in the world. And he can overtake Dustin Johnson this week. No one's talking about him. Got to wet the whistle. Getting a little dry here. I can't wait for it to start. I'll tell you, my favorite would be Justin Thomas, Bubba Watson, and Tiger. I've got some value picks here. I think Cooch is a nice value pick. You can get him at 30 or 40 to 1. He's never won a green jacket, never won a major. He came close last year. These odds are all courtesy of Bet DSI. They've got a lot of stuff on the board. Props, we'll go over some props. Matchups, odds to win. Let's see what the odds to win are. on some of these guys. Tony Finau, you can almost get 100-1 on him. He hits it 320 yards every time. He's the longest driver on the tour. He's going to capitalize on those par fives. A great pick at 100-1. A guy I'm stuck on is this Karadek Affy Barnrat. He's friends, I didn't know this, he's friends with Bubba Watson. So maybe Bubba played a practice run with him and helped him out. Because let me tell you, this Affy Barnrat, he can play. And you know what I like about him? He doesn't waste any time. He gets up and hits the ball. He did great in that match play till he came up against Bubba. I like him. Three guys I really don't like. I don't like Mark Leishman this week. I sure as heck don't like this Ricky Fowler. And I'm not so keen on John Rahm. But Ricky Fowler gets all the hype. What's he really done? He's won 4 times in 8 or 9 years. Okay? That's not winning every year. He won twice in 1 year. So a lot of years he's not winning. He's never won a major. He's come close. He says all the right things. If you watch an interview with him, it's like watching him interview a computer or something. He says the same stuff every time. It's fake to me. It's not genuine. It's not real. Like you go interview Bubba Watson. You never know what he's going to say. But with Fowler, it's always the same. Oh, well, we're trending in the right direction. And, I did some good things last week. I drove the ball well. And, if I can get them putting good, they're just not going in. And, I feel like we are ready to play this week. And I've come close before. And I think this is going to be my year. Every week he says that. I don't like it. I don't like him. I'm fading him every shot I can get. Long shots, I've already told you, Tony Finau and Affy Barnrat. Good value with Kuchar. Let's go into this DSI and see what kind of golf props they got up. Tiger Woods. Let's go to him. Boy, they got a lot of them up. Bet DSI's got 100 golf props up. McIlroy, top 10. What are the odds on that? Plus 350. Yes. I'd have to say McIlroy, here's top 20 on... I like Rory this week. I think these are good bets. Top 10 on Rory McIlroy, plus 350, and top 20, plus 200. There's a good way to triple your money in one and double your money in the other. I like that. The winning score, 277.5. So that's about 10.5 under par. You go over that or under that. I see the forecast this weekend is going to be a little cold. Could be tough. The ball's not going to go as far. And that right there is where people who have played in those conditions are going to fare well. The younger guys aren't going to be in those conditions and never have played in that. So that's a big advantage. If I were to bet that, I would have to go over. 10.5 under. I'm going to say it goes under. So I'm going to bet over 277.5. That's what I'm going to do. Tiger Woods' low score of the tournament. Where's that at? I had it here. Where are the headwear? You want to bet the headwear of the winner. They've got everything up here at DSI. Great. They keep adding them too. It's great. Here's Tiger Woods. 50 hole leader. Will Tiger finish in the top 20? I'd have to say yes. Plus 160 on Tiger. I'd have to say yes. Will Tiger make the cut? Will there be a playoff? Tiger Woods' best finish in Masters. Oh, they've got every one. Woods Johnson, Woods Garcia, Woods Fowler. So if you're a Tiger Woods fan, you can bet 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 12 of them. Or if you're not, you can bet 12 against him. Great props there at DSI. More than I've seen from other places. Low score I've seen out there, 68.5. I'd have to go under 68.5 Tiger Woods low score. I think there's a 67 or a 68 lurking for Tiger the first 2 days. My opinion. Top senior player. You got Freddie Couples, Langer, Singh, Olazabal, O'Meara, Lyle, Woosnam, Mize. You can pretty much weed out 5 of them. And it's going to come down between Couples, Langer, and Singh. I'd have to take Couples plus 165. I don't really like that. I like to get a little more, but those are nice odds. Wow. Let's see what else we can get down on here. Who will top Group A? They've got Group A, B, C, D, and E, I guess. And Tigers with Bubba Watson, Jason Day, Mickelson, and Fowler. It's a tough one. Group C is Casey, Rahm, Sergio, Matsuyama, and Stenson. That's a tough one. Here's Group D. Norn, Kuchar, Fleetwood, Reed, Leishman. Here's one I might take a crack in Kuchar at plus 315. Yeah, I might do that. Group E features Louis O, Adam Scott, Thomas Peters, Tyrrell Hatton, and Bryson DeChambeau. Wow, those are tough ones, aren't they? Will Tiger make the cut? Yes, 225. No, plus 65. It's a lot of wood to lay. Wow, amazing what, like a month. It used to be the other way around. Yes would be plus 65 and no would be minus 220. It just goes to show you where Tiger's game is trending and what the public thinks. Golf matchups. These are some of my favorites. I think we're 27, 16, and 5 on the year. Write it down. 27, 16, and 5. But one of the things I noticed when I played in the Masters back in the day is how many uneven lies you get. You don't really see it on TV, but every hole they're either hitting side hill, downhill, uphill. It's amazing. Number 10, you wouldn't believe, unless you hit it all the way down there, which some of these guys can today, you're hitting on a dead downhill lie. It's a brutal shot. 11, every hole, 13, 15, 14. Most of the time, 8 out of 10 times, these guys are having to hit off a uphill, side hill, downhill lies. And that makes it even tougher to hit some of these greens, which are elevated, like number 7. I mean, that's a tough shot in there with a narrow green. Number 10, believe it or not, it's elevated. And you're hitting off a downhill lie into an elevated green. Not easy. 11, tough hole. Then you got Amen Corner. Beautiful stretch. The thing about Augusta National, it only measures about 7,400 yards, which in today's standards is about average. But what makes it so tough is the drama, the risk-reward. I mean, you could be 5 strokes down going to number 11 and walk away on 15, one ahead. You can make eagles, you can make doubles. It's the greatest track in the world. If you ever get a chance to go play it, it's tough. Go play it. Golf matchups. Let's see what they got. Bet DSI. Jordan Spieth and McIlroy. Jordan Spieth and Johnson. Jordan Spieth. They got them up. They've got everybody paired up against everybody pretty much. Now, who I'm looking for is Ricky Fowler. Where's he at? Bubba Watson, Phil Mickelson. Bubba Watson, Paul Casey. Watson's not even favored in any of them. John Rahm, Bubba's not getting any love. Here's one, Ricky Fowler, Bubba Watson. I'll take Bubba plus 115. Write it down. I'm taking Bubba plus 115 over Fowler. I mean, Fowler's got 0 green jackets and 0 majors. Bubba Watson only has 4 finishes in majors in the top 4. But guess what? 2 of them are green jackets. He could do some dealing this week, Bubba. Jason Day, Mickelson. That's a tough one. Jason Day, Paul Casey. I'm going to take Paul Casey plus 120 over Jason Day. Jason Day switched irons this week. And I know it's not that big a deal, but guess what? It is. I like it. I like Paul Casey. He's finished top 6 in the last 3 Masters. I like him. Let me see who else they got. They got a ton of them up here. Sergio. Here's Sergio matchup. He's against Stenson. He's against Matsuyama. I'm going to take Sergio Garcia minus 115 over Hideki. And I'll tell you why, is the flat stick. I don't trust that Hideki Matsuyama's stroke. Hell of a ball striker. But I like Sergio. Sergio's going under the radar. It's a cheap price on him. Alex Noren, Matt Kuchar. Matt Kuchar, Tommy Fleetwood. Patrick Reed, Mark Leishman. And I got to say hello to my buddy over in Thailand, Big Mo, he said he's been missing the podcast. Well, we're back. Got my little dog Tiny barking. Wouldn't be a podcast without one of these clowns barking. I know that he's not a Tiger fan, and he's got to be hating life with this Tiger playing well. But Big Mo, it's good for golf. We'll see what happens. It could be an exciting finish, and I know one person you'll be rooting against is Tiger Woods. Another guy that listens to the show, my boy Wayno there in Philadelphia, he likes Tommy Fleetwood this week. He chimed in. It's a good pick, good price, 50 to 1 or something, but I don't know. His experience, got to have experience at the Masters, Wayno. Look at the guys who win. They all have experience. Sergio Garcia last year, how many times he played there? A lot. Moving along here, we've got Brandon Grace, Bayo, Ryan Moore, Affy Barnrat, Henley. Henley finished tied 17th last year, I do know that. Zach Johnson, Cameron Smith. I like that Cameron Smith's game, but Zach Johnson, he's got a green jacket somehow, and he's played there a bunch, so that's a tough matchup. How about Webb Simpson against Francesco Molinari? Give me Webb Simpson, W Simp, and I'm catching even money against F Molinari. Got it. That's 4 so far. Another guy I like is this Bryson DeChambeau, but I don't see any. Dylan Fratelli has really disappointed me. Here's my boy Danny Willett, one-hit wonder. Willett's in a matchup against Johnny Vegas, but guess what? Johnny Vegas minus 170. Maybe take him minus 1.5 because this Willett might not finish. Oh, here's another one I like. Give me Bernard Langer against Wesley Bryan. I'm going to take the old-timer, Langer, and I'm going to pick him minus 110 over Wesley Bryan just because Bryan is making his debut, and I don't see him doing much. He hadn't done much on any tour. I mean, any tournament. He's been terrible. I'm trying to find this DeChambeau because I like him. Here he is against Patrick Cantlay. Give me DeChambeau, writing it down, against plus 120. Yeah, plus 120 against Patrick Cantlay. I like Patrick Cantlay, but I can't stand watching him play because he takes forever. So we've got 6 picks, a 6-pack for you. Mostly plus money, as you know, we like that. Plus 120, minus 10, even, plus 20, plus 15, minus 15. I like it. Let me go over them one more time. We got Bryson DeChambeau, plus 120 over Patrick Cantlay. Bernard Langer, the 60-year-old, minus 110 over debut of Wesley Bryan. He's got a 76 or 78 lurking. I don't think Langer does. Give me Webb Simpson even money against the Italian Francesco Molinari. Paul Casey plus 120 over Jason Day. Bubba Watson plus 115 over Ricky Fowler. Sergio Garcia, the defending champ, cheap price minus 115 over the Japanese phenom Hideki Matsuyama. And if you see Ricky Fowler in any other matchups and you don't have to lay a big wood, take him because I don't believe in this Ricky. Ricky's on my list lately. I don't know why. He's a nice guy. He's a fan favorite, but he just says the same things over and over. And I'm fading Ricky Fowler this week. My pick in my pool. Let me get my highlighter out for this. I don't know, man. It'd be tough not to take. I got Bubba on my list. I got Tiger on my list. And I'm going to add Justin Rose to my list. I don't even have him on this sheet. Can you believe that? I wrote all the rankings down. Oh, yeah, here's Tiger Woods. But I didn't have Justin Rose. That's can't forget old Rosie. Rosie's finished second there a couple times, going under the radar. So I'm going to take either Woods, Rose, or Bubba. You know, in that pool, you can only take a guy twice. And I've used McIlroy up once. I've used Garcia once, I think. I used Stenson. I used DJ, JT. I don't think I used Spieth once, and he missed the cut. I used Phil once. I haven't used Day or Casey or Rose or Woods or Bubba. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take one of those guys and hope for the best. Hope it pans out for me. But I can't wait to watch it. It's my favorite. This is my favorite week of the year. You had the Villanova team crush Michigan, which I love because I'm a Buckeye. Michigan was outplayed. Michigan wasn't even the top. They made it to the finals, but guess what? There were 5 or 10 teams better than them, including probably Michigan State. But they folded up. But Duke would have beat him. Kansas would have beat him. There's some West Virginia. How about West Virginia? They played Villanova the toughest out of anybody. It's round to Sweet 16. If you ask that Villanova coach, he would tell you West Virginia was our biggest. West Virginia was ahead of Villanova with 10 or 11 minutes to go. We get sidetracked on that basketball all the time. But anyway, special thanks to Get More Sports for sponsoring the show. Check the site out. Great insight, great articles. Get More Sports. This is podcast 76 coming to a conclusion. Special shout out to my boy Will Babcock, who's on the team at Kirkwood Community College in Cedar Rapids. I haven't looked. I'll follow up. I'll check it out. Hit him straight. Make the team. Have some fun. And my name's Clark Burroughs, Golf Undigested. Check us out next week. We're going to be back up. We're up. We took a month off or so. We're up. Hit them straight. Take it deep. Watch the Masters. Have fun. And I'll talk at you next week. Peace out.